Yeah, you know what it is. Saturday, Saturday, yeah. Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
What's good?
Up party out there. We've missed y'all so much. Thank you to all of our subscribers that are already with us right now. And if you have not liked or subscribed, like and subscribe to our channel. We are on to Saturday.
And we're coming to y'all live and direct in full effect with a Q&A video. So we have some questions that we're typically asked, and then we have some questions that we got from Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Question number one. How did the group form? Funny story is, we actually formed in the same apartment complex that we live in right now. 7 years ago.
That's crazy.
That's
Full circle.
Yeah. Through a mutual friend, Zaya Bell, we were just, hungry, labbing anywhere we could, up at the college, wherever, at school, at home, and then we linked up. We started doing music, and she introduced me to Deja, and we were just singing in the living room, and she just started singing, and I was just like, oh my god. But anyway, but yeah, so that's pretty much how we met. 7 years ago, right? 7.
Yeah, going on 8.
Yeah. One. Question number 2. Deuce.
How did we get our name? So we got our name. We had moved to Las Vegas, and we were pursuing an opportunity in Las Vegas. And we were writing in notebooks, trying to put names together, and nothing really stuck. And so that opportunity fell through. And so we came back home to Sacramento, and we started to work with our brother, Mark Knox. And he was like, y'all need to be a duo. And he kind of pushed us out there to just pursue the music as a duo. And we went back to that notebook and kind of I don't know, it was in the movies when the character finally gets that clue, it's like an aha moment. It's like the two words came together. And so we had O2, and then we had Saturday Jones or something weird that.
Yeah.
And so we pieced the O to Saturday together and kind of came up with a storyline or a meaning behind what Ode to Saturday meant to us.
Question number 3.
Three.
Cool. What are our musical influences? My musical influence would definitely have to be Prince. I would say Ryan Leslie. Ooh, Luther. Usher. Gotta give it to Usher for sure. Brandy. If you know me, you know that I love Brandy. I don't play. I know every song. I know every album. I don't play. And Mary J. Blige too, for real. Mary J. Blige, I used to do my homework to her shit. Share my world, don't you leave. Promise I'll be here. So baby, don't you have no fear.
My musical influences, I grew up with, in 2 different worlds. So I had grandparents that cared for me, and then I had a very young parent that cared for me that was wild. Shout out to my mama. So I was immersed in 2 different musical worlds. So my grandparents were playing Frankie Beverly and Mays. They were playing Shaka Khan. They were playing the greats, Luther, all the Motown stuff. So I got immersed in that old soul world. And then my mom was a young parent, so I got hit with the Tupac. I got hit with look, E40 when he was in the clique. My mom and all her friends, I call them my aunts and uncles, they would be dancing around the coffee table at night, drunk as hell, high as hell, but they would be partying to this R&B music. Like, they didn't party to no like hip hop and trap music. They partied to R&B. And so I was a part of those karaoke sessions. So that's kind of where my world comes together. Okay, now we're about to get into the questions that we received from our Instagram posts.
Instagram love partiers. What's good?
Shout out to y'all. We're not gonna name all y'all, but we appreciate y'all for sending y'all questions in, and we picked the best, the ones we felt like we could really talk about.
Question number 4.
So the question is, when did you know that you love to sing / do music? I didn't know. I always sang just around the house, and people always told me I could sing just because music was always in our house. Whatever house I was in, whether it was my nana's house or my mom's house, it was always music. And out of the people around me, I had the best voice. So I didn't think nothing of it. I'm just thinking I could just sing better than y'all. I didn't think I could really sing like that. So my whole life I would play basketball, you know, from the time I was like 6 until I was an adult. So I really didn't consider myself a singer. But then I went away to college and came back, and I didn't play anymore. So I had to kind of form a new identity, and I was trying to figure out like, okay, what's my thing? Like, because I was always basketball days. So when I came back, I was like, the next thing that's closest to my heart is music. So I'm gonna do something in music. I didn't know what I was gonna do. So I was just playing around rapping, literally just making dumb ass raps, just like playing around, and people liked it. People liked it. And then when I hooked up with him and Zaya, that's when I started kind of just experimenting with singing and writing songs. I always had wrote songs, but I would never let nobody hear them. So I started kind of coming out the shell a little bit, and that's when I got like validation from people who could really sing that I could sing, and I was like, okay, then maybe I can sing a little bit. But I still really didn't sing when we was in our group like that. I was the rapper.
She was the
I was left eye. I was left eye in TLC. And I would come in on the background or hit you real quick, but I wouldn't really get into it. Like, the past few years, I really began to like really sing. So I really didn't know I could sing and do music till I met him.
Look at God. Ain't God good?
Yeah.
I knew I loved to sing just going to church. My mom was in the choir when she had me. I was the baby that was passed around, so I was just like meant to do this. I knew I loved to sing when I would be using the bathroom, okay, taking the shit, okay, and I would just be in there for hours, like making beats with my hands and like just singing. And my mom would just let me be. Like, she wouldn't even be like sometimes if I was there or being too loud or something, she would be like, okay, hey, what you doing? Okay, it's time to come out. Like, but I would just be in there singing like for hours and hours and hours. So that's when I knew I loved it. Question number 5. What struggles do you experience as a group? Thankfully, we don't get on each other's nerves. So that's one struggle that we don't have to worry about. And we know when we need to do our own thing. Like, it's just unspoken, whatever.
I think the way we designed the group too, because we always went into this feeling like we could do our own thing. Like, if you want to make a solo record, just put Older Saturday on it, but it's a solo record. Like, we don't have this thing where we both got to be on every song. We both have to have an equal leading role in a song on every song. Like, we can both go out and do features. Yeah. And as long as that Older Saturday stamp is on it, feature on. You know what I'm saying? As long as it don't compromise the integrity of our brand, then we could do what we want. So I think that eliminates a lot of struggles. I would think the biggest struggle, I wouldn't even call it a struggle, it's just other people. You know, it's not necessarily a struggle, but like people like, because I'm the one people don't necessarily like to go through. I don't know what that's about.
People always love to go through me.
People always, yeah, they want to go through Jordan. Maybe he's nicer, I don't know. But they want to go tell me one thing and then tell him one thing. But people are dumb. They don't realize how much we talk. So there's no surpassing the unit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
At
So
all.
we don't experience a lot, but that's probably the most annoying thing.
Question number 6.
Sit.
How has your recording process changed?
I think it's evolved just because as you learn new techniques, when we first started out, like, we were amateur, I guess. So we were just doing what we knew. And then as we got around other people and in other studios and just started to research, we started to learn different techniques and different methods. And I don't even think we all the way where we gonna end up being, you know?
Yeah.
Because we always studying and learning new stuff.
Always growing.
But I know one thing that has changed our game, I don't know if it's changed the game, but it's changed our game, was Lil Nate. Look, Nate Curry.
Yes, Nate Curry.
He put us onto this app, 2 apps by Propellerhead. One was called Take and one was called Figure. And God, they shut the whole platform down. You can't even use it no more.
Damn.
But basically, on one of the apps, you could make a beat and it would synchronize everything, it would quantize everything, and you had this certain bank of sounds. And so you were kind of limited in what you could do, but you also were like totally set free because you didn't have to worry if stuff was on beat, how stuff sounded. And so on the other app, you could record your voice and it had all these filters you could put on your voice. So you had the telephone voice, you could put the reverb on there, and then the auto-tune. And we weren't heavy auto-tune users before like we started using that app, but that auto-tune and just using that app like really set us free because it took all the thinking out of everything. So we started freestyling like hits, like start freestyling hella songs. And that really changed how we made music. We realized like if we take away all the thinking, we make our best stuff. It's like pure, it's coming straight from the heart. So I think that's the biggest thing that like helped us change the way we record. So now when we get into a real studio, we're able to use that same method and keep that same energy.
Yeah. That is it.
That's it, y'all.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Appreciate you.
Thank y'all for tuning in. By the way, we have a single that's dropping.
It's dropping.
It's dropping.
411. 411.
411. So stay tuned for that new single. It's called On You.
On You.
And you know, it's a little quarantine and chill vibe. So get your glass of wine, get your little shawty or yourself. And, you know, do your thing. No.
Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notifications. We're going to be hitting y'all with a lot of good content. So we appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.